Sometimes there are going to be situations when we have to go to a new area because of a launch or something else going on in the metaverse. These things can and will disrupt our flow if we let them. So let's take a look at how we can keep our inventory rolling while we are stuck in a different area. Hey there, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group, SSFTG. I wanted to cover my process in this one of how I keep my inventory churning and minting properties even while I'm in a different city. Now, if you couldn't hear the air quotes there, I'm using the term minting loosely here because we aren't actually minting properties. Our Block Explorer isn't roaming around and finding new locations and buying them, but rather what we're doing is hunting for properties that are near or possibly even below minting price. Now, as to why they are below minting price, I have no idea. And to be 100%, I really don't care. Maybe they got it out of price or bought it in USD and or try to flip it. It doesn't matter to me. What I care about is that I can buy it on a discount and I can get it cheap so that I can flip it for more UPX. And along with flipping for extra UPX, it also keeps my inventory going without even having to necessarily be in that town or city. For this, my favorite thing to use is UPXLand or UPXLand. Of course, I use it all the time. And I go area by area finding properties that fit what I am looking for. So in this case, obviously, what I'm looking for are things that are, well, ridiculously underpriced. Again, one of the easiest ways to do that is to look for locations that are generally newer or still have properties yet to be minted, because more often than not, you're going to find those being cheaper anyway. There's more competition. But if we go into UPXLand and we go to something like, let's go to Kansas City, and within Kansas City, we go into the for sale in UPX, and we want to search by the markup. And this is an important part. When we do our search for markup, then we can see, based on the minting price, how much this is actually getting sold for. So as an example, this first property on the list, it costs $25,000 if I wanted to buy it from Bobland, who's the owner of this property. Now, keep in mind, they minted it, well, maybe not them, but it was minted originally for $24,231. So it cost me an additional like 750, 800 UPX basically to not be there and have it minted for me. Now, of course, I'm in Kansas City, so that would be kind of dumb. I can just go there and buy it myself, and I can mint my own properties here. So let's use a different example. How about we go and take a look around and see what's available now? Let's start off with Bakersfield, and we're going to search by markup, specifically ascending and for sale on UPX. I don't want to use USD, I want to use UPX for this. So we can go in and we'll do a search, and we can see that the lowest markup is 165%. So this isn't going to really fit. Let's go to the Bronx and try here. This is 120%. We're starting to get a little bit closer. The first ones on the list are kind of expensive, but we're getting there on the list. How about Brooklyn? What's that looking like? Lowest one's 269%. That's not going to do it. How about Chicago? Chicago's at 114. So effectively, you're paying a 14% markup to not have to be there. Sometimes that's worthwhile, other times that's not. Let's see if we can find anything else better in value. How about over in Cleveland? 128 is the lowest there. How about Fresno? 250 there, and that top one is that one is not cheap. How about we go to Kansas City? We were just there, but see if anything's changed. Nope, 103 is the lowest. How about Manhattan? That one's going to be a hard no. That one's incredibly expensive. 530 is the lowest there. Nashville? It's a good chance that we might have something in Nashville. There we go. So 97%. So this effectively means that this property was minted for 22,752 UPX, but they're selling it for 22,000, effectively taking a loss of the 5% and 752 UPX on top of that. It's not a huge loss, but for us, that basically means that we're buying it for less than minting price without even having to be there. Now, again, 22,000, 16,000. If we go a little bit further down the list, we might be able to find some that are of better value, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. So let's keep this churning here. We've gotten to Nashville. Let's try New Orleans and see what's available here. New Orleans has some for 103, but, again, these are a little bit on the higher side of things, 112% for the cheaper properties, and a couple of those are collection ones. How about Oakland? Let's see what's available in Oakland, 102. So, again, we're seeing that, honestly, you don't even necessarily have to be in that location to get something for minting price. Rutherford, I know for a fact, is not going to happen. Let's go to San Francisco and skip that one. The first one is a glitch price because this, I believe, is a locked property. Dog patch, that's kind of cool. It's probably going to be getting sold sooner than later. And then if we look at the next one down, it's 308. So that one's not going to fit. How about Santa Clara? 132. We can go down to Staten Island, check them out. And now we've got 227% on the lowest side there. So from the UPX side of things, we can see that there is still plenty of opportunities, even if you're not in that area, to be able to buy at basically the minting price. Some of the best ones were in Nashville, at least in terms of pricing. So let me check out Nashville real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if we go down the list here, these are 16,500. It's 98%. This property was minted for 16,905. So if we go to this area, let's go and take that address. We'll copy it over and go over here and paste it in. And there we go. That should drop us right on top of that. And the one that we're looking for is from J. Greer 2440. Right on the corner property. I love those corner properties. And this is the one that we are looking for. So just as easy as that, now I'm able to buy a property without even being in that town. I avoid the cost of having to even fly there, and I can buy it at the minting price. So that's going to do it for this one. I hope it helps you to kind of understand and show you how, even though you may be stuck in one area, maybe you're waiting for the LA launch and you're hanging out in California, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to hit the full pause button on your normal daily inventory flow. We just have to approach it a little bit differently, and yes, there might be a slight 1 or 2% buffer in terms of cost, but that definitely beats having to fly all the way over there and get everything else taken care of that way. If you aren't part of the Upland metaverse, make sure to click the referral link below. It gets you in the game with some starting UPX, and if you decide to invest some cash, you get an amazing bonus on your first UPX purchase too, so it is a fantastic time to jump in and get started building those stacks. That's going to do it for this one. Of course, if you have any questions or comments or video suggestions, you can drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you all, but that'll do it. Thanks for watching the video, and we will see you all in the metaverse. Thanks. Bye.